Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and this time it's gonna be a little bit of a different video. I'm gonna have a run through Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is an early access game. I don't think it is really all that popular, but there's definitely a fan base for it. And the goal of this game is to slay the Spire. Basically to ascend into 3 levels of some pretty rough opponents and secrets and what have you. So the game is also pretty tough. There's no way that you're gonna succeed in slaying the Spire every time you play it. There's no difficulty settings either. So currently there are a few things that you can do. So there's a standard edition or the daily climb, which is a new challenge. They have like a sort of daily quest. You don't really get anything for it, but it offers a nice variety to the base game. And there's still the unknown feature because this is early access. But for now I think we should do standard. We can pick 2 heroes to play with. This is the Ironclad, and this is called the Silent, I think. This guy is locked, so we're gonna go for the Silent. And here you see some of the stats that you have, and if you've never seen this before, this is all gonna make sense like really soon. So Deadly Huntress from the Falklands eradicates foes with daggers and poison, right? My HP is 70, you start with 99 gold, you always do. And this is called a relic. At the start of each combat I draw 2 additional cards. And you can earn more relics later in the game. I had no idea like what this guy is, but you can talk, and then because I played the game last time, I always start off with like a small bonus. But not a very good bonus. I'll just get some extra HP, I guess. So here's the map, right? And you can pick where you start, one of these 3 locations. And you have to fight your way all up to the end. And then over here is the first boss. And then there's 2 more maps like this, and then you played the game. Like then you're finished. So here's a legend. These are regular enemies. The guys with the bigger horns on their faces are elites. They're considerably tougher enemies. These you don't really know what you'll get. Could be enemies or treasure or whatever. A campfire allows you to rest and regain some HP. And also you can do some other things over there. These are treasures, for example relics or something like that. Yeah, and that's... So you could plan out your run a little bit. At the start I usually just like to go for the unknowns. It's most fun. And also usually I try to do some like elite hunting. So let's just get into the game here. So this is the overall outlook of the game. This is your character and these are the enemies. And you can see with these enemies what they're gonna do, what they intend to do, right? So this guy is gonna attack for 5. This guy is gonna attack for 7 and apply a negative effect, so a debuff on me. And these are my cards. Alright. I have 3 energy, and here you see how much energy a card costs. So I can play 3 of these cards. So what you try to achieve is basically take as little damage as possible, preferably no damage. Especially because this guy has a hard time healing back up. Oh, it's a girl. This girl. So we're gonna attack for 6. Attack for 6 again. and then play Survivor, which gains his 8 block. And 8 block is gonna protect against the 7 damage this guy does. Neutralize is an attack that applies weak, and if I weaken him, you will see the 10 change to around 7. So now he's weakened, he does less damage. Still, I don't really want to take damage, so I'm just gonna armor up here and attack and turn. And this is how the game is gonna be played out, basically. So this is a debuff card that he applies to you. So you can't really... You can actually play these cards, I guess. But these cards are useless, right? And I'm only drawing 5, so if I end up with too many of these cards in my deck, then I have an issue. Also, you're constantly going through your deck again, right? So here you see the cards I've played from my current deck, and here you see the draw pile, the cards I will still be drawing. But now we're able to kill him. Like that. And then you get some rewards, right? 17 gold. You can spend your gold at a merchant. And we can add a card to our deck. So, I'm gonna do this. And a card. And here you see some of the rarity of these cards. So blue's more rare than gray, and gold is the most rare, usually also the most valuable in terms of cards. So what we're gonna do here, 10 damage to all enemies is pretty good, especially if you end up with a lot of low bunch enemies. Yeah, so we're gonna go for that card. You don't have to pick a card, by the way. You can also opt to not take any cards if you don't like the cards that you are presented. So we are just going to proceed to the next battle, and this is basically how the game is gonna go. So next enemy, this guy's a little bigger, and this guy, the blue flame, is a strategic buff. So he's going to buff either himself or like another enemy, but in this case himself. So whenever they play like either a buff or a debuff, you can just full out attack, because they're not gonna actually attack you, they're only gonna sort of prepare or buff themselves. So you can full out attack. You can play a lot of defend card if you want, but this block doesn't last, right? It only lasts one turn. So now my block is gone again. I think we're gonna try still to mitigate as much damage as we can. So the survivor card, it is mandatory if I use the survivor card to discard a card. So that's what I'll do. And then this, and then the 10 damage that we just picked up. Because a 1 energy 10 damage card is actually still pretty decent. So here we're gonna deal 12 and take 1 damage here, because I got 5 block. He's gonna attack for 6. 1 damage is fine. Ideally you don't, but I know I'm gonna kill him this turn, right? So that's how it goes. A weak potion. Sometimes you get potions as well as rewards. You can carry up to 3. So you're always gonna pick it up. And this potion applies 3 weak. And the 3 is just, it means 3 turns. So whoever I apply this potion to is going to be weak for 3 turns. I think we're gonna go with another all-out attack, actually. Because you need to have, in this game, a game plan at some point. You never know it up front, because everything is randomized, including the cards you'll be getting. But one of the game plans could be, if we pick up some nice cards, that we're gonna use the discard one card, like the discard strategy, to buff ourselves, to deal damage. There are these kind of cards. We'll see later. But for now, 10 damage to everyone for only 1 energy is pretty good. So let's go to the unknowns here. Right, so here are, these are different things, right? You can do a few things. We can either gain a bunch of gold, but then end up with a curse in our deck, which causes me to lose HP. And this is not great, this curse. I'm not sure if it's worth 150 gold, to be honest. So I'm just gonna, but yeah, on the other hand, nah, I'm just gonna gain 100 gold. Play it a little bit safe for now. So this was another unknown, but now in this case it's just an enemy. So here, the 10 damage to all is pretty good, right? And now I'm just gonna... Can I kill him? Yeah, I think so. I can actually just kill him. There we go. This Predator is also not bad, especially since card draw is somewhat important, a little bit depending on your strategy. So I think, you know, normally 1 energy gives you around 6 attack, so 2 energy, 15 damage is 7.5 damage per energy. It's not really that bad. I mean, this is only 8 damage per energy, and I'm getting an additional 2 cards right next turn. So I think Predator's fine. It's a bit of a situational card, but so here, right, this is absolutely awesome. So there we go. And for the rest, we should probably try and defend, even though I could kill 2 more here. Because in the end, no, I should kill 1 and then use Survivor. So I'm gonna kill this guy and survive and take 5 damage. But I would have taken damage otherwise anyway. So Bane is good if you would go for poison strategy, but I have not picked up any poison cards just yet, so Flying Knee in general is pretty decent. You deal 8 damage and you gain extra energy next turn. This does not do any damage, but it is gonna give you a bunch of energy next turn. So I think I'll go for the outmaneuver. And then here is our first elite monster. Also here, the all-out attacks are gonna be pretty decent. And here I am probably gonna end up taking some damage anyway, so we might just go for the strategy, try and kill these guys as fast as we can and soak up some damage along the way. I mean, we're gonna get a relic from these guys, so I think 15 damage plus another 10 is decent enough. I could get an artifact. Nah, it's fine. So we're taking 8 damage here. And the other guys are applying debuffs, and they're filling my deck with crap, basically, right? That's what they're doing. So I can gain 8 block, which I think I should. Play another defend. So now I'll take 3 damage, which is fine. And I'll outmaneuver, so I'll have more energy next turn. And then next turn I can at least kill one of these guys. So neutralize for 3. The all-out attack will come out. Are we gonna take 8 damage here? That's the only way, huh? So we're gonna deal 15 here and another 10 to both. Take another 8 damage and now I should be able to kill him. There we go. So gold. And here it gets interesting. So the Art of War, if you do not play any attacks during your turn, you gain an extra energy next turn. So that's pretty interesting. Because I'll go into attacks and not attacks like soon. So here, for example, this is not an attack, but it's a skill, right? I'm applying 3 poison to a random enemy 3 times. And we'll get into the poison stuff soon, but poison is good. So I think I'll just pick this one up, even though the backflip is pretty decent, but even the sneaky strike's pretty decent with my discard strategy, I suppose. Because this is just a free attack, right? I can deal 8 damage, but if you have discarded a card this turn, I gain this energy back. I think we're gonna stick to the strategy here. Not go for poison, but for the discard strategy. And pick some cards with synergy here. So I have 2 options. I can rest, and then I'll be almost back to full health. Or I can upgrade a card in my deck and go on with the same hit points. Now, this is always a bit of a tough choice, because you never really know what is going to happen. I know I'm going to face an elite later on, so this guy is going to do some damage regardless, right? I'm not going to be able to block all of this, most likely. So I think we're going to go for the safe route now and rest. We'll be almost completely back up to full health. I'm just going to complete this guy and get a relic. This is a boss that's not going to do anything for 3 turns. He's asleep. Unless you break his shield, the 8 damage. So yeah, what can we do here? We can just outmaneuver and see what we get next turn. Because then suddenly we have 5 energy, got a bunch of cards to play, theoretically. So we can get off to a good start. And we could if we want to, huh? Oh, we even have 6 energy because we didn't attack. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna get damage in here. And now he's confused, so he's stunned. He's not gonna do anything this turn, but then, you know, the damage starts to kick in. So 18 damage. Quite a lot, but we weaken him, so it's only 13 now. So we're gonna armor up to exactly 13. Use the attack card that we have and end the turn. Now, oh, we get neutralized again. That makes it easy. We're gonna strike, at least defend to get as little damage as possible. And I think an outmaneuver here is going to be decent. But now he's going to apply a big debuff on me. But yeah. We're just going to go attack as much as we can. So now we're gonna apply a weak to him for 3 turns. So I'm taking less damage. And here you're gonna see some of the synergy between my cards, right? First I have a debuff, so I'm getting less armor and I'm doing less damage. And this keeps on going, so if I don't kill him in time, I'm basically not gonna be doing any damage and lose the game. Because he keeps doing 18. But here you see some of the synergy, right? So I can discard this. Sorry, I can play this card, discard 1 random card, right? And then do Sneaky Strike for free. So I'm gonna try this. Yeah, it's a bit unlucky that I discarded the card that I wanted to play next, but yeah, fine. So, oh, I forgot to armor up actually. Fine. So I took 9 damage there, which isn't great. So we're gonna still armor up because he only has 30 health left. And we're gonna be able to do some damage here, so let's see, now I have 2 minus 2 already, so instead of 15 my Predator only deals 13 now. Alright, so another relic. Whenever I rest I may add a card to my deck. And this Noxious Fumes is basically too good to pass up on. This is a power, which means I have to play it once and then this power is active. And then at the start of my turn I apply 2 poison to all enemies, which is like, this poison is gonna add up, so it's gonna be really good. Especially if you have multiple Noxious Fumes in your deck. So I'm just gonna pick some poison then. There's also no real synergy here. I can discard and draw via dagger throw, but this Noxious Fumes is just too good. Ninja Scroll. Start the hand. Start the combat with 3 ships in your hand. Alright. That's good. So, more unknown. We have 3 options here. I can remove a card from my deck, transform a card, or upgrade a card. So here I can have a quick look at my deck. So I have 5 block cards, right? 5 strike cards for 6 damage. These all-out attack cards are really decent actually, but the Noxious Fumes, that's gonna be like a game changer, because this just keeps on going. Every turn I'm gonna apply poison to everyone. So I'm gonna upgrade it, and when I do, it's not gonna apply 2 poison but 3 poison. Right? If I upgrade this, it's gonna apply 14 damage. I mean, that's significant, but still. And the outmaneuver, for example, gains me 3 energy. But I don't have enough cards to play if I have 3 energy, so that's not all that good. So we're gonna go for the Noxious Fumes here. Poison, 3 poison. And are we gonna take on another another elite here? I mean, let's not risk it now. So another relic. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies, meaning that they take more damage. A free heal. Or we can go for the relic here. That we receive a relic, but also the downside is we get a curse. I can remove the curse at the merchant that we're about to hit. So I think I'll do this. Alright, so every time we play 3 attacks in a single turn we gain 4 block. So here you see, like, all these relics are gonna end up, and like, the relics are totally random, but even though they are totally random, there could be some nice synergy between them. And if you're smart, you're gonna pick your cards based on your relics, and vice versa if you have the choice. So that makes this game like very interesting and completely different every time you play it. So here, what would have been really good would have been my destroy all card, but apparently I didn't draw it, and I don't have any card draw yet in my hand, so that's sort of a thing. What are we gonna do here? I don't have any discard either. I think we're gonna just like these shifts deal 4 damage. So what can we kill? We can kill with 12 and 3 is 15. So with the neutralize we can kill off at least this guy. Which is pretty. Oh wait, they're all vulnerable, huh? Right, they're all vulnerable the first turn. I was not thinking about that. So we're still gonna kill him. And because I'm playing attacks, I'm gaining armor, right? So this is not gonna deal 6 damage, but it's gonna deal 9. So 9 and 9. Well, 9 and 6 then. And then a sneaky strike is gonna deal 12. I guess 12 is good. Yeah, and here are my all-out attacks. Here's the power, for example. So if I play it now, you're not gonna see any effect, but well, maybe you will. I'll just play it for like demonstration purposes. So here I have Noxious Fumes active. At the start of my turn I'm applying poison. So next turn, here's poisoned, right? And poisoned means that at the end of his turn, at the end of my turn, he is gonna take 3 damage in this case. But next turn I'm applying the poison again, right? So if I just armor up here and not really do anything, you're gonna see the effect of the poison. So he just took 3 damage, but now I'm applying another 3 poison. So basically the poison strategy is gonna be, you're gonna wait, right? And you're gonna wait and you're gonna armor up, and at some point these enemies will die. That is what you will do as like a poison strategy. So now he's gonna die because of the poison. So Eviscerate is really good with my discard strategy. After Image is just a pretty decent card in general, but it's much better if you're gonna play like a bunch of cheap cards, which I'm not necessarily going to do. So I think I'm gonna stick to the synergy that we wanted to do at the start, even though Acrobatics is also pretty sweet with the draw and the discard, especially if you upgrade it. But I think Eviscerate is pretty good. So we're gonna visit the merchants because we have loads of money, right? And here, yeah, we can do a lot of things, right? We can basically just pick up a few cards. We can pick up a few relics, and we can remove a card. So this is what we're gonna do for sure, because we want to remove the curse. So we're gonna confirm that, and then what is left, right? So Upon pickup, choose a power card. At the start of each combat, this card will be in your hand. Enemies with weak deal 50% less damage rather than 25. That's pretty good. But I only have one card that applies weak. But in general, this is a very good relic. This panache power is much more better with like a bunch of shivs, like, and cheap cards, like lots of like zero cost cards. Because then you're gonna trigger this power a lot. I'm not gonna be playing 5 cards in a single turn all that often, at least not yet. So I'm not actually sure if I want any of these cards. Footwork is just very good in general. Dexterity improves block, so you play this and then afterward all your blocks are much more effective. So this is just a very good card in general. But for now I think I'm gonna just pick the paper crane, get a relic, and that is basically it. So I'm gonna leave, proceed. What can we smith that's like really good? Eviscerate? 24 damage. And if I've discarded a bunch of cards, this is 3 damage? I don't know. We could do the neutralize, because it applies 2 weak. It synergizes a lot more with my relic. Or I could gain some health, but to be honest, I have a healing potion which I can just pop. I'll gain 15 health from it, so I think we'll upgrade the neutralize. Keep the enemies in check. Alright, and then the first boss. So, first of all, he's vulnerable now, right? Which is good, so we're gonna apply weak. And now he only deals 4. Use the shivs. I mean, I think we're gonna all-out attack here. Once again, I discard the wrong card there. Pretty brutal. Alright, and I think the Predator, because it does a lot of damage, even a lot more now that he's vulnerable, only the first turn. And I'm gonna draw 2 more cards next turn. That's always good. Yeah, so pretty decent turn. He's like in half his health. What happens if he is on actually half his health? He's gonna split into 2 smaller slimes. You can see it there as well, split. The fumes, you're gonna basically always play. And the question here is, am I gonna like attack him twice? Or am I gonna wait 1 turn to try and deal maximum damage here? I could have gotten in 1 more attack by the way. So he's about to deal 35, right? But that's not gonna happen. Because now we're gonna split him up. So unfortunately, I didn't draw any attack. I would have hoped that I had like a bunch of attack cards and could just hammer him down, but it's not gonna happen. So yeah. So now he's 63, means he's splitting up into 2 enemies. Oh, well, there's 2 enemies with 60. And here you sort of see the problem with these debuffs. I'm drawing 5 cards, but 2 of them are debuffs, so I can't use them. Right? So the all-out attack is good for sure. And now we have the free sneaky attack. I think I'm gonna just exhaust this. There's nothing else to do. And am I already gonna pop a potion here for 11 damage? I can always do that later if it's really needed. And the poison once again is gonna start to kick in here. Huh? I need to get him below 30. So now he splits, which is exactly what we want. So here is a lot of damage incoming, as you can see. 26, 33. So, and I can only defend 3 currently. So what is the best approach here? I can try and pop this guy. So we have a lot of smaller slimes, which I guess prevents 16 damage. So I probably should do that. And then defend for a little bit and turn. So I got 17 coming in, but all these guys are being poisoned, right? So now it is basically I just have to wait. Like these guys are gonna die basically by themselves. So can I kill someone already? Yeah, I can kill the guy that does that much damage. So now I'm only taking 7. But that's fine, man. I can take 7. So I'm gonna armor up 3 damage over there. The all-out attack and another strike. And that's it. So first boss down. Is there no relic? Oh no, there's not a relic, you get a good card, right. So can only be played if there are no cards in your drop. This is so situational. I tried playing this before, but I really couldn't pull it off. It's really hard to plan this in my experience. Like 1 energy 40 damage to everything is obviously awesome, but yeah, the condition is very tough to achieve. Burst in general is just a very good skill, especially if you combine this with like some defense or some potions, poisons. And Wraith form I think seems much better than it actually is. This is good in like a poison deck where poison is usually a skill, and then you deal some extra damage, but I find the energy cost usually too high to play this, so I'm gonna go with burst. This is always good. Oh yeah, and there's my relic. Okay, fine. So what do we have, right? A tiny house, we get a potion, we get 30 gold, we raise our HP, we get a card, and we upgrade a random card. Runic Dome. We gain energy at the start of each turn, but we cannot really anymore see what the enemies will do. So I think I've never actually picked this one up, but I think the disadvantage is too much, that you can no longer see what enemies are doing. I mean, this is gonna be really hard to play, especially bosses is almost impossible, I feel. And then here, upon pickup, choose and transform 3 cards and then upgrade them. Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, these 3 are pretty bad relics, so I think I'm gonna go with the tiny house. Some extra HP is nice. A card. And a random card, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, the transform is a bit random. But they do get upgraded. Okay, fine. We'll go with this. So what do we want to transform? I suppose mostly the strikes. Because they don't really synergize with my deck whatsoever. So... Okay, that was a bit fast. What did we get in return? Excellent. So the calculated gamble, you discard your entire hand and then basically you redraw your entire hand. This is obviously great with the synergy. Adrenaline is very good in general. You gain 2 energy, draw 2 cards and exhaust. Alchemize, obtain a random potion and then exhaust it. But you get a free potion every fight. I mean, these are very good cards and they're all skills, right? So if I burst and then alchemize, I gain 3 potions. Or if I burst and adrenaline, I gain 4 energy and 4 cards. So this deck is really coming together nicely, and what you want to avoid is like adding too many other cards, right? If you have decent synergy going on, you don't want to end up with a deck with like 40 cards, because then it's going to be very hard to draw these cards, right? Alright. Guys, this is it for now. Act 2 will be in a new video. I hope you enjoy this. I'm certainly enjoying this. I hope you also have some idea of what this game is about. And if you like it, you know, don't hesitate to buy it. This is an early, I mean, I'm not being sponsored for this in any way, right? Just to be absolutely clear. But this is an early access game that is actually basically done, right? Yeah, it's early access, but it works like a charm. I've been playing this for over 40 hours. It's an absolutely great game. Alright, see you in the next one.